Welcome to Gaming News, a show where we talk about all the latest in gaming, in the controversies, and everything that occurs. And today, we are going to be talking about, well, quite a lot of things. Activision Blizzard doing horrible, horrible things, and then boasting about its sales. Yeah, we're talking about that. Also talking about how Rockstar, well, one of the things is, they announced how much some of their games made. Their 2K games. The Outer Worlds, I believe, as well as Borderlands. But it's, in a way, kind of divergence from what's really going on, which is the lead from Rockstar, lead creative director from Rockstar is leaving. One of the founders of Rockstar is leaving it. He's gone. He's gone. We're also going to be talking about how the coronavirus is affecting gaming and a bunch of other things as well. We're also going to be talking about Ubisoft and the amount of AAA titles that they're releasing. And, of course, a Polish man, nearly facing 9,000 charges. And what's going to happen to him. So, let's get to it right now. I know what you're thinking. Well, hey, where's the article about the Activision Blizzard? Well, I decided, everyone is literally talking about that. If you don't know, Activision Blizzard released World of Warcraft 3. I think it's only for PC. Could be for console. I'm not so sure. But apparently, Blizzard, oh my god, this is such a horrible job. Everyone was covering it this week, and it's horrendous. They apparently released it, not even finished. They had taken stuff out. The graphics weren't even that great. They were really bad. There was a lot of comparisons to what it was supposed to look like, and it just didn't look that way. And they released it. Then apparently also, the head from Blizzard decided to make a statement saying, oh, we stand by our game. Here's the reasoning for that. They cannot say that they did a bad job with it. They cannot say, yes, it is not how up to our standards. The reason for that is because they can be viable for a lawsuit. If they apologize for that, for a game, they can be sued. It's something that is very plausible. A lot of people, companies do this where they don't want to talk about it because as soon as you admit you're guilty to something, well, you're in big trouble. False advertisement, all that stuff. And it is false advertisement. It's all there, plain to see. However, if they don't admit to it, saying, no, this is what the game is supposed to be, then they're not liable. However, just everything that happened, apparently now they're finally officially, from what I have seen as of late, has said that they are going to be doing refunds. So if you're one of those people that bought, for some reason, World of Warcraft 3, you can get a refund back. And it was crazy because apparently they were just not wanting to give refunds back to people, which is ridiculous. And trust me, I've been there. PlayStation is horrendous with that. It is nearly impossible to get a refund. But the reason we're talking is because now they're trying to kind of diverge you into something else. And that is, of course, talking about their sales and all that stuff, how much money they have made. And they're saying that they made, a substantial amount of money between October 1st and December 31st. But like I said, this is all basically to kind of diverge you, but also to let people know, their investors know, hey, people, whatever, they're happy with this. But look at this. We made a ton of money. And I believe that's the direction that they're going to be trying to go. We're just kind of releasing more information of that sucks. But no, look at this. This is what you want to look at. This is the actual thing of what it's, of what we're doing. Don't worry about that. Worry about, focus more on this. Don't focus on that. That's just negatives. Gamers, gamers will be gamers. They're never happy with anything. But, yeah, this is going to affect them greatly because a lot of people are just distrusting them even more. Look at this. It says, we look forward to continuing to delight our players, fans, and stakeholders in 2020 and beyond. Here's the thing. Of all this said, the stakeholders is what they're actually going for. They don't care. They don't really seem to care about the players or fans. I mean, they crapped all over them. They shat everywhere, all over them. It is right in plain sight. There's people who won't care because maybe they never played World of Warcraft. They've only played these other games. They've only played Call of Duty, but even Call of Duty fans are kind of getting tired of what's been going on there. And this whole thing with it, it's just really hurting them very bad. So we're going to see exactly how it's going to affect them coming down, later this year. Obviously, there's going to be people just buying the games, like, kids and stuff like that, because they don't care. They don't understand. They don't understand what's exactly going on. They just see a game, they're like, okay, I'm going to play it. But I think their hardcore fan base is basically going to be done. If you look at this, we learned that Call of Duty Mobile passed 150 million installs, right? Here's the thing, in China, because that's where basically it took place, there's a whole thing where China's going to pass some stuff where basically there's going to be a limit. They will not pass some stuff. They're going to do it, but there's going to be a limit to how much time kids or people can play, mainly kids, can play games on their phone or can just be online. So that's going to literally limit the amount of money that they're going to be getting, because that's their target market. That's what they're going for. And they're not going to be able to get that. But the thing is World of Warcraft ended the year with community over doubled compared to what it is in the middle of the year. However, there's a lot of problems going on with them as well. That's the thing. A lot of this is kind of to diverge people from the actual matters of what's going on. But like I said, we're going to have to wait and see how this is exactly going to affect them. Activision Blizzard seems to be kind of going in a downward spiral. However, the only way that any change will actually happen from this is, by not purchasing their games, by not paying, by not playing them, by not, doing anything about them. Just don't play it. However, I doubt there's a lot of people that actually care. They just want to play the game, they want to enjoy it, and that's it. There's a lot of people like that. So we'll see exactly what's going to happen, if these people are actually going to make a change or not. Because a lot of people have actually been leaving Blizzard. Blizzard, of course, has been firing a lot of people. But yeah, that's what's going on. That's something to kind of, I don't know, just kind of to watch out for, because we're not really going to know what's going to happen with this company, because there's a lot of other companies, which we're going to get to right now, that are going through something similar. And it's just so disappointing to see these grand companies that used to have, this grand status as some of the best games out there. To see what's going on with them, because now we're gonna get to see a different side of this company, because we don't necessarily know what they're going to be doing, but what we do know is that by waiting and not buying their games or supporting them, that could send a message and hopefully affect them that way. Because like they said, look at how much money we made. They're trying to, defer your attention to this, especially the stakeholders, to say, hey, look, yeah, that game sucked, whatever. But look at this, we made this much money, and we're going to make more this year. And that's hopefully their plan and what they're going to be doing. But yeah, that was the whole just problems with Activision Blizzard. It seems to be going down the toilet, like a lot of these other companies. And speaking about other companies kind of going down the toilet, there is, of course, Rockstar. Now, if you don't know, Rockstar they own 2K Games. They own a lot of these other companies, like subsidiary companies. Now, of course, Obsidian is owned by Microsoft, but, of course, the launch has sold 2 million units. Borderlands sold 8 million, and of course there's an expansion pass or season pass, whatever they're calling it, for Borderlands 3, which is making them a lot of money. But here's the thing, they're trying to diverge again. your attention from what's going on. They're trying to appease, as you saw with, of course, with Activision Blizzard. You saw them literally say, "Oh, well, look, for our stakeholders, we want to make sure that you guys know that, you know what, that we're doing good. Look at how much money we've made. Look at how much we sold. You know, and we're going to continue to sell more." That's what they want you to focus on. Not the fact that that Rockstar, okay, as you can see here, that Rockstar has actually, okay, if you don't know, they've actually, well, the lead director, which is really big news. I mean, you know, to me it is, that they have left. The lead, well, that he has left. Apparently, they didn't really say why, but he took time off before, like last year, around January or something like that. But apparently, he says that he's done. He's left. It says for more than 20 years. He was one of the co-founders, Dan Houser, I believe. But yeah, think about that. The lead director for Rockstar, like Grand Theft Auto Studio, all that stuff. And the thing is, they're trying to diverge, again, your attention by saying, "Oh, look how much money we're making," but also by saying, "No, look, guys, this is like nothing. Just because he's leaving doesn't mean anything is, you know, really going to change, or who knows what exactly is going on, because they have been known to be doing a lot of shady stuff, and who knows if this guy himself has done shady things as well, and maybe that's why they're getting rid of him, or he's leaving." You know, because you just don't know nowadays. There's so many things that we don't know about these companies, these big companies who just kind of come in and, you know, try to put on this face of like, yeah, we're for the gamers, we're for this and stuff. And it's like, to a certain degree that, you know, they want to make games that are very successful. And apparently, according to this, they really want to focus more on the online aspect. I mean, look at this. Grand Theft Auto 5 sold 120 million units, and Red Dead Redemption up to 29 million units. With the launch on PC, right? Stadia. But here's the thing: they make a lot of money through online. The Grand Theft Auto has been reportedly making like, I don't know, like hundreds of millions of dollars a year, if not a billion or billions of dollars, just from the online aspects. That's something that you kind of gotta look at. You know, you got to look at these things and say, okay, well, this is kind of the direction they're going to go with. Is the lead, you know, creative director, you know, saying, you know what, I'm done because you guys are going in the direction that I don't want this company to go, and I don't want to be associated with that? Or is he just legitimately just, you know, kind of done and just, you know, tired of this whole thing? Because more and more people are leaving the industry or leaving to make their own companies again, like kind of start anew. And this is going to affect everyone in a major way. Because you look at all these big titles, I mean, not these big companies, and you'd expect them to be like, well, no, we're going to, you know, they're going to be around forever. But, I mean, from the looks of it, it looks like they're just going to, you know, disappear. Maybe, you know, of course, maybe not, rather later than sooner. But, yeah, it's not going to happen, you know, right away. But from the looks of it, there's a lot of just bad things going on. Bethesda is in a downward spiral. EA is kind of trying to come back up from just the horrible things that they've done, and they're still kind of in that horrible aspect with the whole, you know, whatever loot boxes and all that stuff, microtransaction stuff that they're doing with, you know, with sports and all that stuff. And don't forget as well, you know, like we said earlier with Activision Blizzard, and so many companies, these big companies that were, you know, are supposed to be respected, are just heading down in a downward spiral. And I think that's where we're gonna this year we're gonna see more and more kind of come out and see how they're gonna deal with this, because just from what I see, I don't think it's going to be something that, I mean, with all due respect, that's going to really, you know, I don't know. I just don't see a way where, these these companies are, continue in the direction that they're going with. I just don't see that happening. It may be crazy to say that, but I mean, it's true. I just don't see them continuing in this path. It's going to affect them greatly. There's going to be pushback from gamers, and hopefully there is, and it's shown financially. But we'll see as time goes on. But yeah, next we're actually going to go on the PS4 and Xbox delay, Xbox Series X delay. Because holy crap, the coronavirus. Now, of course, you may or may not know this is an actual thing that's going on in China. It originated in China and is affected and has become kind of like a pandemic in a way, and it's finally issued like worldwide that, to be on the lookout for this. There's only a few people in other countries that have been affected, and they're being quarantined. China, however, has had a monstrous amount of people that are being quarantined, possibly 11 million or so, with 250 something thousand, I think, affected by this. Or no, 28,000. Sorry, 560 people have died from the virus, and 28,000 were reported as infected. So there's a lot of quarantine going on. But the reason we're talking about is that PlayStation and Xbox, they everything, their consoles are developed there. They're made there. They're shipped from there to whatever other sites. However, with this pandemic and this breakout, there's a lot of places that are actually closing down. There's a lot of places that are saying, you know what, we're quarantining our people because this can't be done. And the thing is, certain things cannot be shipped because the virus could be carried through there. So you have to wonder, okay, how is this going to affect them? And according to this article from Business Insider, which is a reputable source, it has already affected, of course, the iPhone. Apple says is quarantining workers. So that's something you kind of have to look at, where PlayStation and, of course, Xbox, they're going to have to postpone it because, according to this, everything, like I said, all their consoles are made there. Nintendo has had moved about 40%, if not more, to, I believe, another country, possibly Vietnam, or, somewhere else. But with that being said, this is going to affect them greatly. And I wonder how is this going to change things? Because now, are they going to, how much of a delay are there going to be, if they're even going to do it? And if they don't, are people going to be informed that this is from China? Because I don't know if there's a lot of people who understand or know that these consoles are made there or made somewhere else, and they have to be shipped. And especially with this outbreak, this could definitely either spread it or just cause a mass hysteria. People saying, you know what, we can't take the risk. We don't want this, in our stores. But who knows what exactly is going to happen, because everything is spread, through items. So yeah, I'm definitely wondering if not what's going to happen with this, because apparently they said that they closed down a studio that was supposed to be working on, I think, a certain game over there in somewhere in China, and they said that they had to stop because of just the coronavirus. They had to quarantine and shut down the facility. So that in itself is something a sight to behold, the effects of this. And more importantly, I think the health of people is very, very important, especially if this can kill you, which has killed a lot of people, because this is definitely a new virus. So we're going to see how this is going to affect everyone, and when is this going to kind of go away. There's been a lot of outbreaks of other things, and this affect people greatly with produce and whatnot. But I think it's going to take some time just for everyone to kind of to understand what's happening, because this could affect them financially as well. So we'll see exactly further down the line how is this going to affect them, and if it is going to affect them. And I think it could possibly affect them greatly, unless they already have other consoles made and were shipped before then. But then you gotta be careful, because what if the coronavirus is there? I think it's something to kind of watch out for, and something to kind of inspect. But yeah, that's of course the news on the whole PlayStation and Xbox, the new Xbox being delayed or not. We'll see what happens down the line. Like I said, this is outrageous. This is crazy to even think about. But yeah, let me know down in the comments below what you think about all this stuff. This is crazy. Are you going to, let's say they do release it, are you going to go purchase it knowing that maybe it is contaminated? But then again, it's like, how do you detect it? How do you detect that something has a contamination? Or can it be spread by just there's a lot that goes into it. So, but we'll see once more news comes out on this. Ubisoft has come out and said that, well, they're going to be releasing quite a lot of titles this year. They have delayed a lot of titles as well. But according to this, Ubisoft is going to be releasing 3 AAA titles in between September and December. You need to think about that. That's kind of an absurd amount. The reason is because it's like, ooh, are they trying to see maybe they can reach different demographics and hopefully still sell enough of it to make a profit back? Because that's not enough time. Maybe they need to work on those games more. But I feel like I said before, with all these gaming companies, this could be kind of like the downfall. Ubisoft has been doing horribly in the last year, the past few years actually, in releasing titles that have just been lackluster and disappointing. Breakpoint has been an all-time low. They've been trying to sell it for like $20. Wildlands, Ghost Recon Wildlands has cost more than that now. But yeah, you gotta think about this. Obviously, of course, like they want to reassure people, like, no, this is gonna be fun, it's gonna be great and stuff. But they're just not doing so well. According to this, it says, Watch Dogs was delayed. That could be a title that comes out in the fall, because they haven't said when they're coming out. And apropos, kind of, funny situation here, Rainbow Six Quarantine, which I don't know how that's gonna do with China, considering the fact, they're literally quarantining people right now because of this outbreak with the coronavirus. But yeah, there's a game. They're coming out with Rainbow Six Quarantine, so that's gonna be interesting to see that happen. So these, what I'm really looking forward to out of all of these is actually Gods and Monsters. Watch Dogs Legion, I think it's gonna be a horrible title. I think it's gonna do just horrible sales, and people are just going to be so disappointed. It's most likely going to be always online, kind of like Breakpoint and the Division 2. And it's just going to be an all-around bad experience. That's honestly my opinion. That's what I think is going on. Gods and Monsters, hopefully it's not like that. Hopefully it is, a good title. From what I've seen, it looks like a lot of fun. It looks entertaining. Rainbow Six Quarantine it seems to be it's going to be more like of a DLC kind of thing, so just nothing much to kind of worry about there. But it's going to be interesting to see what they end up doing with their games, because as of right now, the company is not doing well. They've merged with other people. They've tried all these different things, but right now, yeah, I think they're in a bad place, and who knows where they're going to go from here on out. If they don't rebound this year, I could see them possibly going out of business. Within maybe 2 more years, they could go. But I think this year is going to really test them if they're going to be making like a large profit. financially last year their quarter has been, it's just been down. They haven't been making enough money. But like I said, we're gonna have to wait and see how this affects them. They have yet to release any games from what I've seen, from what I know, any games yet. We're still early on, of course, in 2020, but we're gonna find out whether or not these games are gonna be any good. There's a lot of delays. So many games are being delayed, some for good reasons, but we're gonna see if the delays for this is gonna make a difference. Because Ubisoft games have been notoriously known to be broken. That's just kind of what they've known. Kind of like Bethesda in a way. Bethesda's the main games. I mean, Skyrim's been messed up. Of course, Fallout, and of course the new one, Fallout 76, has been just an atrocious release, and still to this day is just facing horrible things from the community. But yeah, that's the Ubisoft news for you guys. Let me know if you guys are excited for any of these games that are coming out, or if you're just kind of like, no, I think I'm done buying Ubisoft games. I think I'm done with gaming in general. I feel like with all these news, it's just horrible companies. I feel like, you know what, maybe just focus more on indie games, independent games. I think that's more where people need to put their money towards, because when they release a game, for the most part, there's no problems. And if there are, they actually address it. They say, okay, we're fixing this, and they fix it. And that's it. That's what they do. Their game works, unlike these huge AAA titles. And just, with bad news, we're going to bring you even more bad news, because, of course, the Polish man faces nearly 9,000 charges, okay, for selling multiple accounts. So, according to this, what he was doing was that he was apparently doing, like, Steam codes and doing, like, these share accounts and stuff like that, and then selling kind of like one of the shared accounts to people that had a large amount of games. And then, of course, people would buy it and, things of that nature. But apparently it not only did it bring up that many charges, 9,000, but also they said the losses he caused were valued at nearly $260,000. So you got to think about that. That much money is being taken away from these companies. And that's a lot of money that these companies need, because for the most part, well, depending, right? Usually smaller titles, they need it. But big companies don't want that to happen either, because they're like, that's our money. That's money that could be coming to us. And you don't mess with our money. So, of course, they've secured $34,000 from him. And they're trying to figure out, right now it's in the process of whether he's going to spend up to 5 years in prison or more. And what else is going to be happening with all these different charges. And apparently there's a lot of talk, kind of like on the internet, Reddit, and all that stuff, of people who will do this similar thing. If this is going to continue, possibly not. Let me know if you guys have heard about this, or maybe you've done it, or someone who's done it. Let me know down in the comments below. I really want to know about this. This is like really interesting and crazy, because I never really thought about this. Because I've seen stuff like that, like on eBay, where if you're looking for consoles and stuff, I say, oh, well, this has these many games on it. It's like my account kind of thing. So you're kind of like, oh, okay. It's like, would I want to buy that? Who knows? But yeah, let me know down in the comments below what you thought about this, like all these news. I know this is a long episode, but it had to come out. So thank you all so much for watching. For more videos, you know where to click, baby. And don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Visit Patreon. Give me some money if you want to. All that good stuff. To help keep this going, keep this sustainable. And like I said, all the links to all this information, okay, everything is readily available down below. Everything is available down below. All the links down below. If you want to take a look for yourself, get more in depth into what actually happened. But until then, I will see you guys next time on another episode of Gaming News. Take care, and remember to keep on gaming. Bye.